Okay. All right. How you feeling? I think I'm okay. How about you? People, look, let's talk. Sit down and relax. What an epic day. And I'm not talking about the dog shit wrapped in cat shit stock market. I'm talking about the bond market here, the debt market, the driver of this entire freak show. I'm talking about the relative strength of the freaking freak show dollar as well. So yes, it is still Thursday, January 12th, 2023. Yes, it's lovely. It's fantastic. And maybe it's even partially orgasmic. Oh yeah, if you get my drift. Stocks did do well today. Not just that. Bitcoin over 19,000. Crypto's getting a bit higher. Gold and silver, again, higher. Crude oil higher. Commodities higher. Energy higher. It looks just absolutely beautiful. But let me ask you, who's buying all the debt? Let me just regroup for a moment here. Okay. I sincerely hope you're watching the drivers of this market because they talk about them every freaking day here. The MMRI, Mannarino Market Risk Indicator, is now 217. I said a week or two ago, I wouldn't be surprised to see the MMRI drop below 200, which would be taking us out of a high risk environment into a moderate risk environment. And as you can see, it's in your freaking face, all right? As the MMRI is dropping, it means there's less risk here. Cash is going into the stock market. You understand? So that's just how it's going to play out for the foreseeable future. When you have a phenomenon like this, look, it's astonishing to me. And you too. Look, you and I, we're in this every freaking day, twice a day, all right? We watched that debt market. We watched the 10-year yield. We were witnessing an incredible phenomenon, global bonds selling off. Bond yields rising. Then all of a sudden, a miracle, a freaking miracle. All this just happens to reverse here. How is this happening? I'm going to give you one guess, and you better get it right. It's central banks buying it all. Why? They need and are being very successful, so far in maintaining an illusion. This whole thing is an illusion, but I'm talking about the illusion of some kind of stability here in the debt market, which is the ticking time bomb. It's going to go off. And it's going to go off very violently at one particular time. But as I've been saying since time immemorial, the Fed, central banks are not done. They're not done, and I don't think they're going to be done for quite a long time. They're going to continue to prop this up. And what does this all mean? When a central bank gets in here and is buying it all with their product, which is just currency digits they're adding to a screen, you see what you're not allowed to know, and it should make sense to you, is they're adding to the overall currency pool of the world. So this is massively inflationary, but no, you can't know that. Oh, and I have some very nice choice words here for our lovely president who came out today and is taking credit for our great economy. We're going to speak about that in just a moment. You probably just rolled over laughing on the floor, but compose yourself for just a moment because I'm going to put this together for you. So as I said here, it's incredible to see this in real time, watching bond yields drop, watching the relative strength of the dollar tumble. You and I, we knew this. How many times have you heard this guy say, if they can maintain the illusion of stability in the stock market, in the debt market, stocks would benefit. If they were able to weaken the relative strength of the dollar, stocks would rise. Are you watching, like, for example, the financial sector, the banks? Well, they've been doing incredibly well for quite a long time. Do you think that there's maybe something behind this? I would hope you are clear as to what's going on. The banks, for some reason, okay, if you look at a 6-month chart of the financial sector itself, it's in a pretty much of a screaming uptrend. Now, how can this be? Let's put this together real quick. How could this be when you and I realize that there's no deposits? Banks are getting no deposits. We're in the negative. No loans and no deals, but banks are going higher. and higher and higher and higher. Who's doing all the buying? Well, I'll leave that up to you to decide. But I had said quite a while back that I thought the banks were the right spot to be in, and if you're in those still, you've done pretty well. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. What I'm trying to say to you is none of this makes sense. You have, again, banks that, in my view, are in all kinds of trouble here. Okay, no deposits, no loans, and no deals, but they keep getting bid up. The whole financial sector continues to get bid higher here. Really, honestly, how does that work? How does this stock market seem to defy gravity when the economy continues to free fall? Let's talk about that a little bit. So our illustrious, I was just going to say the R word. I'll let you fill in the blank. Our illustrious president, okay, my economic policies are working. That's a quote here. He's taking credit for, now it went from we have no inflation, you remember he said that, now inflation is slowing. It's still gaining, but the pace is slowing, and he thinks it's the greatest thing in the face of the earth. So President President, you know what I'm going to say? His economic policies are working. Well, how about the fact that the middle class is getting wiped out? Inflation continues to rise. We have I was writing this down, a rapidly contracting economy, skyrocketing debt on every freaking level you want to think about, negative savings, home affordability, and even rent affordability is out of control right now, skyrocketing food prices, and it's just, we could go on and on and on with this here. But yes, his economic policies are working, President. I can't say it because it pisses people off. Fill in the blank for me, people. Let's see what we can do. Let's piss some people off. You know what? Should I say it? Yeah, I'm going to say it. He has a fan club, and every time I use words like or imbecile or mummy man or whatever I like to call him, a thing, I get hate mail, maybe even some death threats here and there. Yeah, I get death threats on a monthly basis. My life is threatened. I'm just, I'm looking around, looking over my shoulder. Anyway, so that's the situation that we have here, people. It's so freaking crazy. And when I tell you, and I want you to think about what I'm about to say here, nothing matters. Nothing. Earnings, forward guidance, PE ratios, no fundamental factor at all matters anymore. When you have central banks here buying it all, in here right now, very successfully maintaining the illusion of stability here in the debt market, keeping rates suppressed. How does it happen? Let me ask you, okay. How do bond yields drop? How does that happen? Does it happen on its own? Is it a miracle? Is it some divine entity getting in here? No, it's central banks buying it all. When you buy debt, yields drop. You got it? Most people have no idea of this, but that is the case here. And obviously, there's a hell of a lot of buying going on here. And that phenomenon, combined with the weaker dollar relative strength, is going to get the market off. Like, I'm talking about spraying multiple pairs of shorts here. Okay, maybe going right through the freaking trousers as well. It's an astonishing thing to watch. And this is exactly what is going on here. So like I said, just peering at the rest of this market, pretty incredible moves here over the past several weeks for Bitcoin. Now over 19,000. Crypto's doing fantastic. Gold and silver catching a bid here. And, if you think any of this is going to change anytime soon with regard to the economy and our president, our lovely president, yeah, it's just a beautiful, man. It's not human either. Whatever, look, this whole freaking freak show. But I don't have to tell you that because no one is more aware of all this than you are. Nobody. And what are we going to do about it? Look, we could sit here, as I say a lot, and talk, and we could just sit here and stare at each other. It's a lot of fun. But what are we doing about it? Again, by being mindful and aware of the game that is being played here. Our president coming out today telling us his economic policies are working. Really? I mean, that's a clear sign of being brain dead, in my view. The economy is in free fall. As a matter of fact, the global economy is in free fall. It's contracting at its fastest pace ever in history. We all know that, but yeah, sure, let the man take credit for that. But see, look, they're playing the game. He has to play the game. They all play the game. This game of propaganda has been going on literally since time immemorial. In ancient times, just let me throw a little tidbit of information out for you. In ancient times, before they had the tell-lie vision, before they had, a box that would sit in everyone's house where they can watch moving pictures and be lied to openly 24 hours a day, propaganda was spread in other ways, but it was always there. Word of mouth on coins, for example. Coins were a huge source of the spreading of propaganda back in ancient times. Pre-biblical, biblical times, at least it was something that people would hold in their hands, and they would look at these images printed on coins, and these images or symbols were meant to relay a message. So it's always been the same story: propaganda, distortions of the truth, creation of distorted, twisted realities that have no bearing on fact whatsoever. But this thing is not new. It's just been perfected over the past, in the modern era, where everyone wants to kill each other, where nations arming themselves to the teeth, alliances being made, people being dragged along and thrown off of a cliff here. Really, honestly, does any of this sound abstract to you? I don't think so. I'm going to leave you off with this. So we got a warning today from Bank of America, and Bank of America is saying that inflation is going to remain elevated for another decade. But according to our mummified president, he wants to take credit for that. I say let's give him credit for that. Oh yeah, more announcements of corporate layoffs. So how about that one, Mr. President? How about you not taking any credit for that? Oh, I'm sorry. It wouldn't make you look too good, would it? I don't think so. I don't think so. And the other thing today, just one more thing. If you were flipping through Fox Business, CNBC, Bloomberg, the Fed's plan is working. And today's proof. You see, food inflation is still out of control. Again, what are they trying to do? They need to keep the pressure on you. What better way to do that than to make sure that the price of food continues to rise? You need this to live. You can't live without food. You can't live without water. Basic necessities, you think you've seen it all? People, maybe if you follow this blog, you have an idea of what's coming down the pike. Look, I think this has been a relatively important blog. Again, I do want to hear from you. What do you think about all this? We on the same page? Did I touch on anything in this particular video that maybe, I don't know, was interesting to you, or maybe just something you weren't interested in at all? I really do want to hear from you. I want to perfect these videos. I really, really do. But I'm never going to stop telling you the truth. If I have to come out here and just, give it to you as hard as I possibly can, I'm never going to stop. Some people can handle it. I just cut through the bullshit, cat shit, dog shit, mouse shit, reptile shit, and I just tell you how it is. A lot of people can handle it, but that's okay. Let them go frolic off and go chase rainbows or something. I don't know what the people are doing with their time these days. They can't handle the truth, and that's okay. That's just the way it is. It's the way people are brought up in this society. Lies from the get-go, and it just won't stop. You tell people one shred of truth, and they hate you for life. It's an interesting phenomenon. This guy loves you a lot. I will see you in the morning.